Hello, this is Smitty, and welcome to my Pokemon collection. And I'm starting off in the odd corner on purpose because I do have the GameCube Gale of Darkness edition of the Pokemon, and then a couple of display boxes right here that kind of, if you're coming from the bar area, leads into the first part of the Pokemon collection. So it's my first shelf. Second shelf, and get a little bit more into detail, but a couple of things I really enjoy about that is the Pokemon Through the Years poster I got back there. That's a little cloth sword and shield, and then I'll get a little bit more in depth with that. But over here, for Pokemon fans, the only way you can get this card is in the jumbo, so I actually thought about getting this graded. I'm still on the fence about that, but I do think it's pretty cool to have the legendary hounds or legendary dogs on my unfinished Switch kiosk, which I will be finishing soon and doing a separate video on that. Obviously, I have a ton of Switches, and then I got this last year, I believe it was last year, for buying stuff around holiday time, and they gave that for free. So, into the first shelf. Over here, this is my generation, or not generation, my XY generation cube, which you can see some Elite Trainer boxes back there. The biggest and the most prized possession of my collection would be the Luigi Pikachu, which is worth a ton of money, $3,500 plus right now. And then there is a Pikachu with a flower right there, a Lowen flower, or whatever you want to call it. You might not know, my wife is half Polynesian, so that is a little bit more significant right there. Over here are some of the special editions from the XY generation. My best graded one is the Gyarados PSA 9, and I do have a Gyarados right there. I have to have Rocket Misty because, again, grew up with the original Pokemon. And then going over here, got some more stuff back there. Visual companion book that was my daughter's. Right over here is a Toys R Us Charmander PSA 7. Unfortunately, that's a PSA 7, but it has a really nice swirl, and that will not be leaving my collection, mainly because that was the time when my daughter really got into it, and we waited for multiple versions of that thing. There is one from the Radiant Collection, PSA 8, Pikachu. And then over here are the Black Star promos of Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur. And this is not a sealed, this is a open 20th anniversary Elite Trainer box. But the cool thing about these cards that a lot of people might not know is all the Pokemon in there. So there's Gyarados, Vaporeon, and then Blastoise, Magmar, and Flareon down there with the Charizard, Vileplume, and Scyther in that one. Down here is my Gengar collection. I do have more Gengars I have not put out yet. But Gengar is one of my favorite Pokemon. Had the Squishmallow back there. Have a lit one from the lit light box from the Pokemon Center right there. One of my most valuable cards is a PSA 10 Gengar Mimikyu. This is something I actually pulled, and oddly enough, I did not know I had that until about 8 months ago when I was going through some of my old stuff. Found it, sent it in for grading, got PSA 10, and I love this VMAX Gengar, even though it's a PSA 9. I love that card. That just screams Gengar to me. Got PSA 10 right there from Dark Phantasma, Japanese card. Over here is kind of my Sun and Moon start of the Sun and Moon stuff right here. So I do keep the Birds Trio PSA 9. That's something I got from the Elite Trainer box. Pokemon Soul Silver is complete in box, and I probably should get a protective piece over it because that is a very valuable piece. Hard Gold does not have the Walker, but everything else is complete with that one. Those were displays from the Dollar Tree when they sold Dollar Tree cards. Got PSA 10, Eevee, Snorlax right there, alternate art. And then over here, some more PSA 9s that are pretty cool. Again, rocking with the original gen Jesse James, so that means a lot to me. Down here is the Sword and Shield Ultimate Premium Collection for the Charizard. That is sealed right there. There's one opened one down there. There's a sealed one right there with a coin on top. Going into the cards, have a PSA 10 with red Pikachu V, PSA 9 English red Pikachu V Max, PSA 10 Japanese Mew V-Star Universe, and then a PSA 9 Charizard, which is the counterpart to that. I do find it funny. I did this kind of intentionally and kind of unintentionally. Obviously, if I could get PSA 10s on all of them, I would. But the 10 Japanese, 9 English, 10 Japanese, 9 English. So it kind of shows how the printing of those cards go. And then, of course, to highlight more of these Sword and Shield, got some of the trainers from that, as well as the Arceus game. Obviously, Arceus came out at the same time, so Sinnoh, Hisui, and then the trainers from Hisui right there, PSA 10, PSA 10, PSA 10, PSA 10. So over here is the Galar Sword and Shield sealed pack right there. This one's sealed, that one's not, again, to level it up a little bit. Over here, I really enjoy these cards as well. From the Sword and Shield era. Got the figure collection in the PSA 10. Got the double pack. The Steelbook is in there, sealed, PSA 10. The Friends of Galar right there, PSA 10. And then Melanie, Trainer, Starmie V, character wear, and Pikachu character wear in PSA 9. So, going down here, this is one of my more valuable areas right here. Obviously, I have the OLED for the Switch right there for the Scarlet and Violet edition, and wanted to really highlight Scarlet and Violet in these two bins. Got the World Championship deck along with the PSA 9. I was really hoping that came back PSA 10, but it is off center, so I get why I got the PSA 9. Still a very beautiful card with Miraidon and Koraidon right there. And then Pikachu with when I pre-ordered the Scarlet and Violets, which I'll show you on the other side. PSA 10 for the game pre-order. Then down here, get a little closer, Sprigatito, Quaxley, and Fui Coco, PSA 10. I have a dog, Coco, and I call her Fui Coco because of Fui Coco. Over here are the pre-orders for the double edition that I got from Japan. So it came with two art books, which is on the left and the right there. The Miraidon got PSA 10. Koraidon got PSA 9. I'm more happy I got PSA 10 on Miraidon because that's definitely my favorite. PSA 10 Art Rare Pikachu right there. Charizard just randomly there with a Pokeball. And a couple of those cards that I got for free through the Pokemon Center when I pre-ordered the game. And again, a lot more Elite Trainer boxes, which are behind all these displays. Alright, starting at the top over here, I got about 8 minutes, so I got to wrap this up pretty quickly. Again, I got one of these, two from Matt, Balmer Time. Thank you for that. And then that was from the Dollar Store as well. I don't collect Yu-Gi-Oh, but I thought those were really cool, so I've got a couple of sealed cases. I do have a lot more sealed product than I used to have back in the day. So, got some Funkos, got some of the minifigures from the Black Star promos boxes from a few years ago. PSA 10 celebrations, PSA 9. I could not get a PSA 10 and now I'm so pissed. And then PSA 10 Blastoise for the celebrations ones. Right here is one of my more important and bigger parts of the collection. Ton of value in dollars in this section right here. Because I got all the alternate art VMAXs and PSA 9 or PSA 10. All but the Umbreon, which that will be grabbed relatively soon. A random PSA 8 EV alternate art Flareon PSA 9 from the Radiant Collection in 2016. PSA 10 Black Star or Gold Star Umbreon. And then those are sealed ETBs back here. Couple of Evolution or EV, was it? Forget what the set is called. I'll probably put it in editing. Here is my Arceus collection. Got a couple of the Arceus V boxes, which do have the Cosmic Eclipse. The figure collection is really nice. Did not get one of the few times I did not get a PSA 10 and a Japanese card was for this pre-order Arceus game. PSA 9 Gold Arceus, PSA 9 Gold Arceus V-Star, PSA 8, this one hurt, PSA 8 Cosmic Eclipse. This was a CGC 9, cracked it open and became a PSA 8. I still don't know why. Sealed Brilliant Stars Elite Trainer box down there, along with a Ultra Ball and all that stuff. One of the other Pokemon that me and my daughter are fans of and love is Mew and Mewtwo. So got a pretty sizable Mew and Mewtwo collection. That's not a real card, so don't freak out that it's poking through. That is a sealed Ultra Premium collection. I do have more PSA cards up there, but I'm going to try to power through this. Notable for this is I got a PSA 10 from Gold from the Ultra Premium collection, the foil one. Obviously the Gold PSA 10 Mew Mewtwo GX All Stars, which the only version you can get of that was in Japanese. Really glad to have that. That is a sealed box of 151. PSA 9 Armored Mew Japanese. Got some PSA 10s back there, Gold, V-Star, and the Batman Mew, as I call it, is a PSA 9 shiny one. And then I forget what that ball's called, but obviously I got that from one of those 10s, and then that is a sealed Fusion Strike. So over here, these are where most of my cards are. I need to get a better binder. And then my 151 collection's right here. It is not complete. I do have a really cool off-centered Palkia V PSA 9 because it's off-center. And then Shining Mew, and then Birthday Pikachu Mew. I do have sealed booster boxes back here. I believe I have 2 Lost Origin and 2 Brilliant Stars, and then the rest are 1. Down here is sealed Ultra Premium collections, sealed Crown Zenith, and then sealed more Crown Zenith. There are 3 Crown Zeniths up here as well as the celebrations. So I hope you enjoyed the Pokemon collection. It's definitely growing, and really excited to continue to add to it. I've done a lot of buy, sell, flip to get things that I truly want in the collection, and it's been a huge part of this year. So hopefully you enjoy. And if you want to see more of this content, please like and subscribe so I know that you appreciate that. Until next time, get your game on. Get your Pokemon on. Peace.